展局總裁方順文女士，以及商務及經濟發展局副秘書長何忠一先生。咁一陣間咧，局長同埋林博士咧會先後有一個開場發言，然後咧就係提問嘅時間。而家請下局長。
各位市民、各位傳媒朋友，今日係年初10，首先咧係同大家拜個晚年，係祝大家龍馬精神、心想事成、身體健康。早前政府係公布咗一系列推動城市經濟嘅措施。今日咧，我係聯同香港貿易發展局主席林建樂博士同埋總裁方順文女士，同埋我嘅同事副秘書長黃忠一先生咧，係同大家介紹有關推動大型會議展覽方面嘅工作。香港作為一個國際貿易中心，會議展覽活動咧係促進經貿發展重要嘅一環。我哋擁有世界
working very hard to promote the industry. They also strive to innovate to further boost the development of the industry. It is exactly because of this reason that we have seen a number of world-class convention and conference activities that includes the Belt and Road Summit, Asian Financial Forum, as well as Business of Intellectual Property Asia Forum. They have become our annual signature events, attracting thousands of participants. Using the Belt and Road Summit as an example, last year the 8th summit has attracted participants from over 70 countries and regions, numbering 66,000 strong. We have, in addition, organized a number of international exhibitions, including those on jewelry, horology, gifts, electronics, and lighting. And these are major procurement platforms for the industry. The fact that these major events decide to take place in Hong Kong shows our role as an international trade center, as well as our importance in connecting different places between the world and the mainland. We play a good part as a super connector and a super value adder. Conferences and exhibitions take place in Hong Kong, benefiting not just the industry. They also bring high consumption business travelers, which in turn boosts economic activities in various sectors such as accommodation, catering, retail, and entertainment. According to a survey done by the industry, in 2018, the convention and exhibition industry has brought to Hong Kong $58.6 billion, which is 2.1% of our GDP. It has created 77,000 full-time positions. Figures from the Tourism Board shows that in 2019, Hong Kong has attracted 1.69 million overnight visitors of MICE. Meetings, incentive, tourism, convention, and exhibition. Per capita consumption stood at $7,200. That is a total of $12.2 billion, which is 23% higher per capita than non-overnight visitors. The epidemic has indeed brought challenges to the industry, but the government has launched timely measures to support the industry. It has also provided a very good recovery foundation for post-epidemic development. Facts shows that after the full opening of our border last year, the industry has been recovering better than expected. They reckon that the level of business has returned to about 70 to 80% to before the epidemic. Some events that have changed to other places have come back to Hong Kong, in addition to new ones. Previously, we have launched the convention and exhibition industry subsidy schemes with an amount of $1.23 billion. On the 1st of July last year, the government launched an incentive scheme for recurrent exhibitions with a funding of $1.4 billion. It has extended the support to the industry. We plan that within 3 years there will be 200 recurring exhibitions and conferences. But in just 6 months, in the second half of last year, we have organized 61 such events, which has exceeded our goal. As at the 1st of the 31st of January, we have already approved 54 applications involving $265 million. These events attracted 80,000 exhibiting organizations, about 30,000 local ones and 50,000 non-local ones, and over 1.2 million attendants. Looking ahead in 2024, we expect that the level of business will return to the same level or even higher than the pre-epidemic level. For Hong Kong CEC and AWE, we reckon there will be over 150 conferences and 160 exhibitions, including major ones organized by the TDC. Details will be revealed by Dr. Lam. Apart from these events held by the TDC, you will see the Art Basel coming back in March. On top of that, we have the Asia Pacific Leather and Fashion Exhibition and Fashion Access. These are major purchase platforms that come back to Hong Kong from Dubai. Find Expo Asia took place last year in Singapore. This year, in May, they will come back to Hong Kong. In addition, there will be a number of exhibitions and pop culture events in Hong Kong. That includes the biggest pop culture event in Korea, KCON, the biggest one in America, ComplexCon, and a flagship event for shipping and aviation industry, Super Terminal Expo. This one will take place in AWE, and these events chose Hong Kong to be the first venue in Greater China or even Asia. It shows our advantage. We are very well prepared for these events and to receive travelers from all over the world. The government will continue to work in this regard to promote the industry development. We want to consolidate Hong Kong's position as an international exhibition hub. We want to show our visitors the allure of Hong Kong. I will now give the floor to Dr. Lang.
Thank you, Secretary Mr. Yao. Friends of media, first of all, may I wish you all good health and all the best in the Year of Dragon. As we stepped into the year 2024, the government and the TDC co-organized the 17th Asian Financial Forum, which was attended by more than 3,600 financial and business leaders, half of whom are industry practitioners from the mainland and overseas. Future development and opportunities were explored in the forum, which will help consolidate Hong Kong's position as an international financial center, a business center, an international exhibition and convention center, and promote Hong Kong's strengths and competitiveness to the global market. One of the major duties of TDC is to promote Hong Kong trade, and our role as a two-way global investment and business hub by organizing large-scale exhibitions and conferences. In 2023, TDC organized some 40 large-scale trade fairs and conferences in Hong Kong, attracting close to 15,000 global exhibitors and more than 270,000 international buyers and participants. Since the resumption of normal travel in early 2023, we've been glad to see buyers from all around the world coming to Hong Kong, with notable growth in the number of buyers coming from the mainland China, ASEAN, and the Middle East. International conventions and trade fairs do not only bring business to industry practitioners such as venue operators, exhibition organizers, and booth builders. They generate direct economic benefits to small and medium-sized enterprises by bringing in orders and collaboration, thereby promoting their business growth. Conventions and exhibitions attract business travelers with high spending power to Hong Kong, create job opportunities for tourism and related industries such as hotels, catering, advertising, logistics, insurance, entertainment, and so on, and drive our economy. As mentioned by the Secretary, with reference to survey figures, the per capita spending of each MICE overnight visitors in Hong Kong was about 7,200 Hong Kong dollars, which is 23% higher than that of the overall night visitors, or overall overnight visitors. It shows that MICE is an important part of our mega event economy, and the economic benefits that it brings should not be overlooked. The TDC is pleased to have been a part of it. This year, TDC will organize about 40 trade fairs and conferences. Apart from the Asian Financial Forum mentioned earlier, we will organize at least one major event every month. TDC works tirelessly to promote Hong Kong's trade and economic development all year round. On trade fairs, the Hong Kong International Jewelry Show and the International Diamond, Gem and Pearl Show to be held in early March are world-class trade fairs that are widely supported by the industry for years. They attracted exhibitors and buyers from more than 100 countries and regions every year. In April, the TDC will co-organize with the government the second NOX and the second Business of Innovation and Technology Week to promote the strengths of local innovation and technology to the mainland and overseas markets through a series of flagship events on the theme of innovation and technology to promote Hong Kong as an international innovation and technology hub. On creative and cultural front, we have been actively promoting Hong Kong as an Asia's city of culture and creativity. The Entertainment Expo Hong Kong 2024, organized by the TDC in March-April, includes Hong Kong International Film and TV Market, the largest film and television exhibition in Asia, the Hong Kong Film Awards, which is well known to all, and the Hong Kong International Film Festival, which is well supported by movie fans. In July, we have Hong Kong Book Fair, which attracted close to 1 million visitors every year, while Central Stage in September is an annual fashion event that showcases Hong Kong's fashion appeal to the global fashion industry. Healthcare and sustainable development are global trends to highlight Hong Kong's strengths as scientific research and business platform for the medical and healthcare industries. We will organize the Asia Summit on Global Health and the Hong Kong International Medical and Healthcare Fair in May, which will bring together medical and healthcare practitioners and business leaders from all over the world to promote healthcare innovations and investment exchanges and to facilitate investment. The TDC will also organize the International Healthcare Week to maximize synergy between these two flagship events and along with other medical and healthcare events held at the same time. Moreover, the TDC has been actively promoting the Belt and Road Initiative and the Belt and Road Summit that we co-organize with the government. The summit has become an important business platform for the world to explore policies and opportunities under the Belt and Road Initiative and to promote practical cooperation. The summit will be held in mid-September this year. I believe that Hong Kong's convention and exhibition industry will continue to play a pivotal role in connecting Hong Kong with the rest of the world and in driving the local economy and in strengthening our role as a global business and investment hub as well as a bridge between the mainland and the world. The TDC will continue to work closely with the government, the Hong Kong Exhibition and Convention Industry Association, the Hong Kong Tourism Board, and other organizations to step up promotions and publicity with a view to attracting more business visitors from the Greater Bay Area, the mainland, and overseas to take part in the large-scale exhibitions and conventions that we organize to promote local MICE industry and to support the sustainable and diversified development of our SMEs. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lam. Now the floor is open for questions. Please identify your media outlet first. The one in white on the right. I'm from Commercial Radio. First, do you have a target this year that a certain number of people will be attracted to come to Hong Kong via conference and exhibition? You said that the business level has exceeded 2018, but when it comes to consumption level, is still lower. Are you concerned that it will be the same for your industry? In relation to expansion of Hong Kong CEC, it will only be completed in 2034. Any possibility of moving the date forward? At the end of last year, in the peak of influenza, the hospital authority said that the Lantau Hospital facility may be recommissioned. Is it the case that you don't have a concrete timetable for using the venue? That's why you don't have a concrete completion table for the expansion of the Hong Kong or of the AWE. Regarding consumption power, as you all know that given the current spending power of the world, people don't spend as much. However, visitors come to Hong Kong to participate in different events, major ones. As you can see that the number of visitors has increased over the Chinese New Year. The consumption pattern has changed because it's very easy to shop online. They don't particularly come to Hong Kong to shop, but I think the most important thing is to attract them to come to Hong Kong and extend their length of stay. They will come to Hong Kong and stay overnight instead of just spending one day here. We can make use of mega events to get them to stay longer. If they spend 2 more days here in Hong Kong, they will spend on food, on entertainment, on hotel. I think that is the most important thing. Perhaps I will give you more further information about the signature project of redevelopment at Wan Chai North and development of convention and exhibition facilities in Grade A offices. The 3 government buildings will be redeveloped. The government offices at these 3 government buildings will be reprovisioned in 9 projects. The 9 new government buildings will be at West Kowloon government offices, government data center, treasury center, Inland Revenue Data, Chung Kwan O government office, water services department, building, correctional services department, and 1 at Caroline Road. For the West Kowloon government building, treasury building, Inland Revenue building, immigration department, as well as another building. Well, it will be completed in 2026, or reprovisioning will be done by then. We plan that at the end of 2027, when the 3 buildings are vacated, the Wan Chai North project will start. We think that at the earliest, by 2034, the redevelopment project will start. It will be completed. It will take 7 years because it will take about a year to demolish the 3 buildings. There are 5 levels of basements covering a number of sites under the redevelopment plan, so we need to do more in terms of foundation and design and construction. In addition, it will take time to construct skyscrapers. So for redevelopment and demolition, it will take altogether about 7 years. Expansion of the Asia World Expo. In terms of the second phase, the Airport Authority has commissioned a study. They will put in funding to take forward the project. The government is taking stock of the operational need of the North Kowloon Infection Control Center at Lantau North. Once the facilities are decommissioned, it will be handed over to the Airport Authority for the expansion of the AWE. Next question.
South China Morning Post. How is the government and the TDC, do you guys have any measures to ensure the quality of events match funding, especially when it comes to unforeseen changes affecting the quality of funded events, as seen in the case of Messi's absence, which has happened earlier? Do you guys have any safeguarding measures against similar situations? And does the government have any plans to improve public accountability of funding large-scale conventions and exhibitions after recent controversies concerning the Messi match and a conflict of interest in the Chubby Hearts exhibition? Thank you.
So I will ask the second question. I think there are 2 different issues. What the schemes for the exhibition and convention center is very different from what's been arranged, as you mentioned, for the soccer game and the other events. So for all the subsidies and assistance scheme offering to the exhibition and conferences, there is a very formal application procedures to ensure compliances, and they are delivering what they promise to do in the exhibition, in running the seminar and conferences. So it is not a apple-to-apple comparison from the question you asked. And we are very confident with our past experience that all the subsidy schemes given to all the exhibitors and all the people applying for the subsidies are in compliance, and we did not come across any major issues with all these exhibitions and conferences arranged in Hong Kong.
Okay. On the TDC things, I think to answer your question, we do have KPIs to compete every year, obviously. And then you see since we opened it, to the public to come back to do the exhibitions in Hong Kong, we have done a lot of mega events and a lot of exhibitions. And obviously, I think MESI is only one of the incidents that's happening. I don't foresee any problem with our exhibitions and conventions coming these years.
OK， 下一條。
Next question, the reporter on the side. I'm from Cable TV. How many participants will there be this year? How much economic benefit will they bring? Have you set KPI for yourself? You talk about exceeding the level before the epidemic. Based on what do you make that estimate? Just now, you mentioned about returning of some events back to Hong Kong. How many of them still have yet to come back to Hong Kong? Why not? What measures do you have to try to get these event organizers to have their events held in Hong Kong? I think that's all for your questions.
暫時呢，我哋
We don't have a KPI yet. Hong Kong has been a popular place for international conventions and exhibitions. A lot of organizers come to Hong Kong to hold these kinds of events. Because of pandemic and various reasons over the past 2-3 years, there were exhibitions that have gone elsewhere and they are coming back actually, which goes to show that Hong Kong is attractive and that we have returned to the global stage. You ask why we are as confident that the number of exhibitions and visitors will go back to or return to pre-pandemic level. As mentioned by the Secretary, well, we have actually sought views from the sector, and the trade told us that they are confident in the business in the upcoming years. The projection given to us by the trade show that Hong Kong is attractive. Perhaps I can supplement. I have shared with you some figures. In 2019, MICE overnight visitors amount to 1.69 million people. They spent a total $12.12 billion. Per capita spending amount to $7,200, which is up 23% compared to the overall overnight visitors. In 2018, the consumption contribute 2.1% to our GDP. As MICE visitors spend the night in Hong Kong and they consume and buy goods in Hong Kong, their pattern of consumption is different from regular mainland visitors. We have subsidy amounting to $1.4 billion to support exhibition organizers that hold recurrent exhibitions in Hong Kong. we have 50% of the subsidy going to local organizers, while 100% going to overseas organizers. There are exhibitions that are coming back to Hong Kong. As we've mentioned, there are a lot of exhibitions are coming back to Hong Kong, including the Art Basel, the International Jewelry and Watch Show. We have a Jewelry Gem World Hong Kong as well, which is returning from Singapore to Hong Kong. During the pandemic, the organizer held their exhibition in Singapore, and they're coming back to Hong Kong in September. There's a Cosmopole that went to Singapore earlier during the pandemic, and in November last year, they returned to Hong Kong. So a lot of organizers, despite organizing their exhibitions elsewhere in UAE, for example, are returning to Hong Kong after the pandemic. In the first half of this year, or last year, we organized 61 exhibitions, which exceeded our goal. Next question, please.
Hello.
Good afternoon. I'm from AM 730. On the expansion project of Asia World Expo, AWE, so will the hospital authority be vacating the site, and when will you be able to complete the expansion project? Thank you. On AWE, they are conducting a consultancy study, and we're looking into when the control center will be vacated. We have to conduct tendering exercise and go through other procedures. We hope that we can expand the AWE as soon as possible. Thank you. Next question, please.
TMHK, so can you explain further on why you expect the convention trade can recover to the pre-COVID levels or even exceed the COVID levels this year? Are you talking about the number of exhibitions to recover to pre-COVID levels, or is economic impact? And the second question is regarding the consumption. Are you concerned about people coming in Hong Kong for conventions? They won't spend as much as they did in the past. So despite the exhibition recovery, consumption may still need time to pick up. Yep.
Well, I believe I have answered the questions already, given all the data, why we are confident about the spending and the economy contribution. Because according to the past figure, it contributes 2.1 of the total GDP, and the expenditure per person per day is about 7,200 Hong Kong dollar, which is 23% higher than the normal overnight staying travelers. And with all this exhibition to be held in Hong Kong overnight and attracting all the people joining the exhibitions, the exhibitors and the travelers, we are very confident the spending power or the spending total will be very similar and will continue to contribute to the economy development in all different sectors, including hoteliers, retail, F&B, and all the others. And the economy influence is much bigger than just a normal traveler with this exhibition to be held in Hong Kong.
I can add to that. Actually, I can only tell you figures as we do a lot of business matching, and it's quite successful. We have done a lot of deals, through the exhibitions, and all the exhibitors are very happy to come back to Hong Kong. We are doing a lot of business.
Perhaps
Perhaps I can supplement with some figures using TDC events as an example. In the global experience, in the first year after the reopening of travel and lifting of all quarantine requirements, generally in the global exhibition industry, the recovery was about 60% overall in terms of the number of participants, both in terms of exhibitors and also buyers. But if we look at Hong Kong, as the Secretary has mentioned, it has exceeded 70% in the first year. So this is already quite a good omen for the recovery as compared to the global experience. And for TDC ourselves, we have seen that since March of last year, when we lifted all the quarantine restrictions and also the travel restrictions, we have seen the participants in terms of both exhibitors, buyers, and also participants at our convention actually going up from 60% to 70% to 80%, and some of them even exceeded the pre-pandemic level, as our chairman mentioned, the Asian Financial Forum in January this year. So we have seen a very encouraging trend of definitely making 70 to 80% of pre-pandemic level, even not even 1 year, 12 months from the start of the lifting of the quarantine requirements. And so from our point of view, from the TDC point of view, we are quite confident that we will be able to make definitely 90 and hopefully even 100% of pre-pandemic level within 2024. And we have seen that not just in the number of participants, but also in the geographical representation. So it is not just one particular region coming back, but it is the whole world coming back. We have over 190 countries and regions participating in our events since March, which is basically the same as what we have pre-pandemic. So we are quite confident, but we also know that we can't be complacent. That's why we have been doing a lot in terms of making our exhibitions and conventions an experience. And by doing this, it means perhaps adding in new themes that are of particular interest to people, like sustainability, ESG, innovation and technology, but also introducing technology in the way we organize our business. So we have AI-powered business matching, for instance, which our chairman mentioned, and that has really been very, very well received. We also have been working together with different organizations, like say, for the Asian Financial Forum, we worked with the Standard Chartered Marathon, and they actually was very gracious to give us a few quotas for participants of the Asian Financial Forum to participate in the marathon, and the response was very positive. And we again, for instance, work with the tourism board to provide other visits opportunities, say to visit M+ or Palace Museum and so on. So what we are trying to do is to marry together the strengths of all the organizations in Hong Kong to provide a very rich and fun experience in addition to the business opportunities the conventions and exhibitions themselves offer. So we are confident that if we work together more, we can provide a very fruitful and fulfilling experience so that we can attract back all our visitors from around the world.
Maybe I will supplement a little bit. Up till the 31st of January, we have already approved the subsidies to about, or assistance to about 80,000 exhibitors, which include 30,000 from local and 50,000 from overseas. And then we predict that will be over 121 million 200,000 people will be coming over for this kind of exhibition to be held in Hong Kong. But this is only a preliminary figure, and there will be more approval given for the exhibition to be held in Hong Kong, and the number of people visiting Hong Kong will increase accordingly.
Okay. Hi. I'm from Hong Kong Economic Times. Just now, it was mentioned that there are a number of events coming back in addition to new ones. However, it will take more than 10 years for the expansion of the Hong Kong CEC and AWE to be completed. In the short term, where will you find venues to accommodate these events? For events coming back, are there other challenges that have to be overcome? Say, for example, the capacity of our airport, as well as hotel accommodation capacity, so that we'll have the supporting facilities to accommodate these events. Events usually take place in March, April, September, and October. That's the peak for this industry. We will make adjustments to the use of exhibition facilities. We'll also focus on high-quality events that will bring the most benefit to Hong Kong. In terms of capacity of airline companies, we have made contacts with them. We hope that they will be able to deploy resources to take the capacity back to normal. Different sectors, including tourism industry, hoteliers, they also want to provide what it takes to support the development of the convention industry. Any other questions? If not, thank you very much.